that Jesus can't resolve. In time he'll get involved, 'cause our God, he...
Welcome once again to this channel of hope. My name is Apostle Dr. Ofori-Kuragu. EUCHRESTOS, highly profitable, is the channel that you've joined us on. We want to continue with our discussion on understanding the punctuation marks of life. The full stop as in F-U-L-L or the full stop as in F-O-O-L. Part 3. Our key text for today is on the book of Ecclesiastes chapter number 3 verse 1. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. Former Gambian President, His Excellency Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya A.J.J. Jammeh Babel Mansa sought to power a military coup in the Gambia in 1884 as a 29-year-old lieutenant in the army. He later stood for and won 4 elections in the Gambia. At one point, he vowed to rule for 1 billion years if God so wills. By December 2016, when the general elections were being held in the Gambia, Jammeh lost to Mr. Adama Barrow, but he failed to concede defeat. He was not prepared to hand over power to the president-elect. He then declared a state of emergency, citing alleged electoral offenses. His main aim was to hold on to power after having ruled for all those years. At that time, ECOWAS, the sub-regional body, came in to negotiate, but things fell through. They could not have a successful negotiation. So, force was about to be applied. He failed to understand that it was good to do the honorable thing by living peacefully. That is the voluntary full stop as in F-U-L-L. Failure to live at the time that he was supposed to live meant that Jammeh attracted the compulsory full stop of indignity when he was almost pushed off. Nigeria and other sub-regional giants decided that if by a certain time he failed to hit an ultimatum for him to leave, they will sack him from the throne. When he realized that things were getting too bad, he considered and he left the country peacefully. So, after ruling the nation for all those years, Jammeh failed to do the honorable thing by putting the full stop as in F-U-L-L to his reign, and had to endure the full stop as in F-O-O-L to his reign. It ended in dignity. In today's text, the preacher highlights on the sovereignty of the providential God, who has set times and seasons for his purposes to establish on earth. God has set times within these seasons, within which all things are made beautiful. That is Ecclesiastes number 3, verse 11. Beauty might not necessarily reside in the eye of the beholder, but at times it dwells in the set times of the Creator. Time therefore dictates what one has to do at any point in time. Thus, kicking against the times of the Creator might not be the best. You can't do so. In fact, Warren Riasbe put this in a very nice way, that if you cooperate with God's timing, life will not be meaningless. Everything will be beautiful in its time. We have to learn to accept the purposes God has revealed by his time as we encounter challenges in life. You see, God speaks to us constantly through times and seasons. For example, time communicates through our bodies. As we get weaker, it is time to put a full stop to active service. The failure to do so leads to a compulsory full stop in one's affairs. When you are forced, after being much weaker, to remain home. So if you don't put that full stop, as in FULL, on your going out and your coming in, then foolishly, when your health condition deteriorates, you'll be forced to stay home as a fool. There are times when people, they are being beckoned by that small illness to seek for treatment. That is, put a full stop on activities and go and seek treatment. But they won't do so. They will wait until that small illness exacerbates and turns out to a terminal disease that they will now foolishly run out for cure at a time when it will be too late. At times you want to deceive nature. When nature tells you to sleep, you say you will sleep. Put a full stop to your activities and rest. You say you rest. Nature will not tell you anything. It will wait when in public, when you don't expect to be found sleeping, you'll be dozing and embarrassing yourself. Why? You can't cheat nature. So when nature beckons you at 11 o'clock or 10 p.m. to sleep and you fail to do so because you are busy with other things, at 10 a.m. when you are in a meeting, sleep would not come in and forcibly compel you to toe its line. We need to be attentive to the dictates of time. When we are prompted into doing anything legitimate, lest we regret later. You know, when time starts to prompt us, it starts as a benevolent detector. See, when time begins to prompt you that it's time to stop this and do that, it comes so decently as a benevolent detector. So it will respectfully urge you to place the full stop at your own goal and your own time. But on the journey, when you fail to listen to time, then it will come in as a merciless detector whose bidding you have to obey unconditionally before the challenge created is solved. As we learn to cooperate with God's timing, when it prompts us, we need to work with God's timing. As we cooperate with God's timing, once again, we know exactly what to do at any point in time. We know when to start and when to stop voluntarily. As we voluntarily obey the promise of time to stop any activity when the time is up, nature and providence would not have the opportunity to stop us forcibly to bow to their dictates embarrassingly. If we fail to heed God's promptings to stop voluntarily, then nature and providence have got a way to forcibly stop us. Shalom. My prayer for you today is that, dear Lord, I thank you that you are the lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. And the clarity of your word set for me a pathway to know and understand your time. Let me appreciate the fact that you make all things beautiful in your time. Give me the ear to listen to the promptings of time. And as I do so, prosperity will be my lot. Shalom. Stay blessed.
So wait.